This question is a great example of why dumb summaries are so effective and why sometimes they're all we really need. Just when you figure out what the question is asking, go to the lines and just see what the general vibe is. Don't worry about all the subtle details. You might need them, but first just deal with the general stuff. What do we get from these lines? There's hardly an office from the United States Senator down to Alderman in any part of the country in which the businessman has not been elected. Yet politics remains corrupt, government pretty bad, and selfish citizen has to hold himself in readiness like the old volunteer firemen to rush forth in any hour, in any weather, to prevent the fire. So they're calling government a fire. This doesn't seem good. And the damage is done. He goes back to the shop sighing for the businessman in politics. And here's the key. The businessman has failed in politics as he has in citizenship. This is a very clearly negative paragraph. Negative. That's a big negative sign. So, what are we looking for in our answer choice? Probably a negative answer choice. And if we look from the bottom up, right, D has been responsible for an extended period of economic growth? No, that's positive. Clearly wrong. It contribute to a pervasive problem in American politics? That sounds pretty negative. Are better suited to politics than our artists, lawyers, and doctors? Well, he's saying that they're failures, so better suited sounds too positive. Constitute the majority of elected office holders in the United States? That might be true, and he does say in the beginning, there is hardly an office from United States Senator down to Alderman in any part of the country to which the businessman has not been elected. So he is saying there are lots of businessmen in politics, and so maybe this is a very tempting choice. But from an SAT perspective, there are two things that are better for choice C. First of all, it's capturing more of a connotation. The vibe of the passage is very clearly negative. C is a negative choice, whereas A doesn't really have any sort of connotation. It's just a statement of fact. But moreover, and this is really, really important, the main problem with choice A is the word majority. This is an extremely strong word. And on the SAT, strong words in the answer choices can be very devastating. We don't always notice them, but they sometimes are all it takes for a choice to be wrong. And so that one word, majority, has a very specific meaning. It means more than half of the elected office holders are businessmen. Now, it's strongly implied that lots of them are, but he never actually quantifies this, and so we are not allowed to do that either. Choice A is a trap. In general, on the SAT, if you see words like majority or most or words that start quantifying things, you should avoid those choices. They're not always wrong, but we would need very, very good evidence to pick them. And so if I were a toss-up between A and C, I would definitely pick C 100 times out of 100 here because of the strong word in A and the much tighter connection between my dumb summary of this negative passage and the negative connotation of choice C. That kind of stuff really works. Keep it dumb, avoid strong words, and you should be fine even when the choices seem very, very similar.